Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. So glad you guys can join us once again. For those tuning in on the simulcast on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and on X, we got you all can be with us. Going to bring in our friends over on IG so they can be part of our conversation. And last but certainly not least, going to connect with our friends over on Amazon Live. And I'm really excited about welcoming our next guest back because every time she comes back, she has another book to tell us about. I'm excited, excited about this. And we're now live on Amazon Live with Cyrus Webb Presents. If you guys are new to us on Amazon, please make sure you guys hit that follow button either here in this corner or down below. You also will see some of the books, and she's probably written another one since we've been on the air already, of our next guest. Dr. Norma McLauchlin is back with us today. You guys know her also as the CEO of Chosen Pen Publishing, but she has written a lot of books. She could really start her own deck of cards. These are just some of her children's books here. She has other books for adults as well. I have another one of her books here. I want to talk to her not only about a very busy 2025 for her, but also the series that you guys can see on your screen there. We have highlighted in our carousel for you guys as well. Going to talk to her about that and let you guys know what's coming up. Dr. Norma, welcome back to the broadcast.
Thank you, Cyrus. I am just so excited to be here. I'm excited to be anywhere at this point, but to be with you as usual, and we always have a good time, as well as showcase some of the things that I've been doing.
And you definitely have been busy, Dr. Norma. Hello to you, cool PJ. I'm good to see you over there on IG. You've definitely been busy, Dr. Norma, and I know we're going to be seeing each other. I'll be in Fayetteville, North Carolina here in just about a week, so I'm excited about being able to see you. But you've had a very busy year when it comes to releasing books, and you've done it for different ages. I have, as I mentioned, some of the children's books here. A lot of them are based on notable figures our audience will know, like Frederick Douglass. We have Martin Luther King, Booker T. Washington. But you've been able to tie it into some very adult themes like forgiveness. Talk to us about what it's been like for you, Dr. Norma, to see the way that people of all ages are responding to the books.
It is phenomenal, simply because I think the one that is, we will not lose one child to the world, has been a focus of ours here at our church, as well as to our school for the last 20 some years. And at this point, while I've been ill, and why am I still here? It's my big thing right now, is to finish what I started. And that's one of the things that I'm finishing that I started 20 some years ago with our school, which started with my son saying that I would not lose him to the world when it's time to go to middle school. And he had different people, different gangs, different whatever, approaching him. And that's how we started New Life Christian Academy, based on that. But to forgive, the part about forgiveness stems from children carrying burdens and being quiet. And that's one of my big pushes. If you have a child as a teacher or a parent or a church person, if you see that child is continuously being quiet, especially when they weren't quiet initially, then there is a problem. And we need to stop passing them by, saying that they're not causing problems within our classroom, they're causing problems in the church group, they're not causing problems in your home, and everybody's happy, because that child who is quiet is probably hurting. Yeah. And we have a lot of them. We have boys who are hurting because of fatherlessness or abandonment, or hurting simply because now we know that we don't have that same system of protection and hope that we had in the past. When they come home, there's no one there. Yeah. And even from hunger, which is my next book in this series, there's no food, there's no protection in the street, no protection at school. So there's a big part going on with our children today. And I went, as I told you, I was on my I don't know who call it, my sabbatical, or what I was for a week in the Low Country, and meeting and talking and touring how a lot of these things are part of what happened in slavery. And so in my books, you'll find that comparison of slavery and what's happening now, as well as what the ancestors were saying that we can do about it. The pieces that they had forgotten about to teach to others, that they can now pull it together. How they can, you'll see in unforgiveness, how you need to talk to the children and teach them how to forgive. Right. And that's one of the things that they're doing. And a lot of this happens within the church's youth group. And helping the youth pastor find things to talk about, some reality things to talk about with their youth. And the caregiving one, of course, is we have so many children now, again, because we don't have The parents, the grandparents, we don't have that same lineage in our community or in our homes that we once had, because everybody has to work in order to make ends meet.
Yeah.
So a lot of the care ends up on a child, the older child or whomever. And that child, again, is getting lost simply because they're tired when they go to school. They're at home trying to do homework with the siblings. They're feeding them or whatever. Or if they have to tend to the grandparent, make sure the parent has their medicine on time and that. So again, we're trying not to lose them to caregiving, but giving them some hope and some means of help with that. And that's all in the book on caregiving.
Yeah. Let's go back a little bit because you mentioned 3 different components there, Dr. Norma. I want to go back for those joining us on the Amazon side. I'm going to highlight for you guys the book you guys can see there at A to Z, Celebrating Black History, because you mentioned, of course, slavery. And we're living in very interesting times, Dr. Norma, and you as being in education, you see this probably more than I do in my arena, and that is either people don't know history or history is being construed in a way that they're not clear about what history is, what history they're a part of. What has it been like for you through this series, especially like the books I've mentioned that I have here and also the A to Z book? What's it been like for you to be able to make sure that people understand the history and appreciate it?
I can say that my heart is with the history. My heart is making sure that everybody knows who they are.
Yeah.
And if a child knows who they are, if they know their history, that they know they're important, that they're significant, that our race of people as slaves played a significant part of America. Matter of fact, made probably all of America. And I thought I knew that. But while I was on my sabbatical, I realized even more, hey, I really don't know. I don't know as much as I thought that I knew. Of what happened in the past, and not only how that past impacts us today. And I'm going, oh, the ancestors are speaking. There are so many things that we do that we don't know why we do.
Right.
But we still have that ancestral blood running through us. So we're doing things. We're braiding hair. We're wearing hats. We're sewing. We're making clothes. We're doing various things. So we don't know that that's such an important part in our life. So you can see I got some braids. Wow. No, I was... I haven't put any seeds or anything in them, but it did give me I can understand now why we do some of the things that we do, and we don't know why. Those things need to be taught to our children of why we're doing, and it's not a negative. It's not a put down. Wearing your hair the way you wear your hair is not a put down, it's a crown. You're symbolizing your ancestors and back all the way back to Africa and their tribe. So they had their own tribal style. So you have a book coming out titled The Crown too. So that's some of that in that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But it's just going back through that and listening to the people and the things that they do and why they do the things that they do or did the things that they do that we are doing, but we don't know why we're doing them. So I say getting to know who we are, getting grounded in our own roots of that, and getting our children to understand who they are and why they are here, that they are significant. Even from finding foods to finding your care for whatever it is, there's always an answer. And of course, coming up, we were the ones who had to find those answers because there were no answers for survival if we had to have them.
Dr. Norma, that brings up the second point, because even as our audience can see on the screen here, the issue of that you have been able to write about quite a bit. I'm actually going to blow this up, I think, to make it easier for them to be able to see. This topic of forgiveness and unforgiveness is one you've talked about a lot. In this book that they see on the screen, We Will Not Lose One Child's Soul to Unforgiveness. Talk to us about Zoe, because Zoe, of course, shows up in this book, but also in the book in Caregiving they see on the screen. How did Zoe come to you and the situations that you presented with her?
Zoe is my person in all the books. She is the student. She grows and develops in each of the books in helping people to understand who they are. She's the one who's leading the kids on unforgiveness. She's the one who's leading them because she's in school and she sees these things in school. And based on what she sees in school, she gets the burden to help. And then she ends up taking it back to her group, her church group, or to her GMA, who is the elder's ancestor there, who gives out, who's the story keeper, and she still tells the stories and things that they need to do and how they need to help. So she is that, and she will be that throughout all the series. And very smart, very intelligent, but although she was burdened down by caregiving, she was burdened down for unforgiveness from her father, who had left them alone, and her mom working 2 jobs, and she was the one who had to do the caregiving. So she thought she was alone, but she ultimately found other people sleeping in class or whatever they were doing, that she was able to see that it was an issue that needed to be addressed.
Right.
And so a lot of this happen. Of course, it happens and starts in the classroom with being identified as an issue or a problem.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say for children with unforgiveness, they don't know what that is.
Right.
All they know is probably they're angry, they're acting out, they're following the crowd, they're doing whatever. But until they can have someone to lead them through that process, we see the acting out. We see the boys doing whatever it is, but they don't realize, I need a mentor. I need someone who cares. I need someone to fill this void, this hole that's in me, and I don't know what that is. So it's up to us to provide that, so they understand.
Yeah. And this has come up in other ways as well, Dr. Norma. I'm going to highlight for our audience again some of the books that I have here with us, and they'll notice this in the titles here. You have Booker T. Washington. Let me highlight it for those on the Amazon side. A Journey of Hope and Forgiveness. You have it in that title. And then you have Harriet Tubman. I'm going to highlight it for them over on the Amazon side there. Harriet Tubman, A Journey of Freedom and Forgiveness. Talk to us about, you mentioned with Zoe, but how did you, when it comes to individuals like Dr. Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, Booker T. Washington, what was it like for you to tie in their history with this topic of forgiveness?
When this first started, it was probably January, December, looking at Black history. And okay. I'm going, I don't want to have Black History Month anymore. There will be a Black History every month. So that's how we came up with those 12 books. Each book is a birthday month for each of the title, the people there. Mm-hmm. But the whole thing is, I just didn't want to just highlight that part of them. The history. I wanted the people to understand that everybody has to get past that, whatever we have in us that's causing us issues, and move towards forgiveness. And if these people who have been downtrodden, beaten, spit on, all of that can forgive, then so can we.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of those stories, to let people know that you also need to forgive. Mm-hmm. I don't care how we have to forgive. And that brought me back to my own experience in integration into the white high schools that I had gone through. I went through a lot of that and was carrying a lot of that, not realizing that I'm still teaching and preaching about forgiveness, but I was still harboring unforgiveness for a whole group of people based on that experience. So I had to end up doing the things myself and asking for forgiveness, writing a letter, which I burned because I didn't know who to send it to anyway, but I would open up a whole can of worms. But that's what I had to do for that piece. You're carrying it, but to be successful, you have to forgive. If you want to move forward, you have to forgive. You may not realize why you're stuck in various phases of your life, because you're still carrying that. You're carrying hatred, that bitter root that you have, that bitterness, and it carries over into your everyday life.
Yeah, love that. Anissa is joining us over there on Facebook. Dr. Anissa, hello to you. She says, hello to you, my awesome Dr. Norma. We're glad you could join us in this. I want to say hello to you guys over on YouTube as well. See you guys over there, and also on IG. You all are watching Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm excited to welcome back Dr. Norma McLauchlin to our broadcast today. The next time you see us, we actually will be in person together. So I'll be back in Fayetteville, North Carolina soon, being able to visit her school, but also do some great things there too. We're talking with her, though, about a very busy 2025. You may not have seen a lot of her, but definitely she has a lot of books here on Amazon. We're talking about some of those books today. A couple of them only have the Kindle edition, so you see them on your screen, but a lot of great themes, I think, for all ages. I want to talk about leadership for a moment, Dr. Norma, because I think anyone who's listening to you, one thing that it seems like you've done is you have taken up this mantle. you started off, as you shared with us before on this broadcast, because of your son. It was very personal for you in the very beginning. Has this been a comfortable thing for you? Because as we talk about individuals like Harriet Tubman, Booker T. Washington, Dr. Martin Luther King, they may not have necessarily wanted this, but they were able to see a need and to feel that need. Has that been a comfortable thing for you to do, to fill this space?
Not really. I guess if you look down to the truthful, because you're burden. The biggest part of this is you're carrying somebody else's burden.
Right.
When I'm talking to people about unforgiveness, that ultimately ends that part that they are unforgiven comes to me. Mm-hmm. And I'm sharing with them, help them carry that load until they get to the forgiveness, total forgiveness themselves. Well, you never get to total forgiveness, but get to forgiveness themselves. Right. But within that, I say I'm fulfilling my own calling for what that is. So you're at a point where you can't not do it.
Right.
You try not to do it, but ultimately you're still doing it. I said, well, that's your calling. But and there's so much, every time I sit down and put pen to paper and something else pops up, another idea pops up, and I'm going, Holy Spirit, can you just leave me alone for a minute? Let me have my time. But yeah, it is. Sometimes it's heart-wrenching talking to people and what they really need to go through, and talking with people who are not understanding why they're going through the things that they're going through. So when we go through the process of my BA, which is like is breathe, acknowledge, and accept, to understand why you are and finding out what that thing is that you need to forgive, why you're so angry, why you're so bitter, why are you not at peace, then delving into that, then is quite a feat.
Yeah, we both understand the importance of the power of words and the words we speak, Dr. Norma. So I want to ask the other side of this. What has it been like for you to hear from people who have read something that you've written or heard something you've said, and to see the impact it's been able to make on them? What has that been like for you to see those words actually making a difference?
Those words make a great difference. From the time I first started teaching on forgiveness with the Bible study group women, I guess 10 years ago, it has evolved. And whenever I see these women, the changes that they made out of those 6-week Bible studies on forgiveness has been, it's been phenomenal. Just to see the things that they have grown. And because once not only we go through the forgiveness process, but I tell people, once you do that, you've got to fill that void with something else.
Yeah.
You got to fill it with love. You got to fill it with scripture. You got to fill it with prayer. But to be able to have them feel that, okay, what are we going to do? We do the gifted survey. We find out what their gifts are, what they're good at, if they need to develop those and work on those. And that part gives them fills that gap or fills that hole that they have now that bitterness is gone. And to see them flourish in whatever it is. And, I push entrepreneurship on everybody. And so a lot of them have done that. And to hear them or to see them and talk with them, that they're actually still, after 10 years, most of them are still thriving and still doing those types of things or whatever it was that they were to do. And that's the joy. That's the joy that this particular project brings, to talk to them afterwards.
I'm probably going to mispronounce the name again, Dr. Norma. Help me again. Did you tell me it was Trazia?
Trazia. Oh, you can call her Tracy, like we call her.
Trazia is joining us over on Facebook. Trazia, sorry about that. She says good morning to you as well, Dr. Norma. Hello to you, Trazia. Glad to be able to have you on with us, and glad to have you being a part of our upcoming event for the Guinness World Record, October 29th. Hey, Lashira. Lashira's over on YouTube. She says, hey, Sunshine. I'm sure she's speaking to you, but I'm going to take it too.
Well,
hello, Lashira.
Everybody, Sunshine. So you.
Good to be able to see you, Lashira. So you've done so much. Hello to you, Wendy. Wendy Orsad's joining us over there on IG. You've done so much, Dr. Norma, this year. We're coming up to the last quarter of 2025. What should our audience be on the lookout for?
Well, 2025, when we're going to end up 2025 with this series of books. There are 12 books in the series, but I'm concentrating on the first 6 right now. So you will have that. And Dr. Norma's Story House is where all of this is housed.
Okay.
So my new project is Dr. Norma's Story House. We have a reading club. We have books, all my books, and if anyone else wants to put their books there. But we also not only have them, and working with you, Cyrus, is one of the things that we talked about. We can try to get them to the libraries and into the different schools and school districts. So everything will be there out under Dr. Norma's Story House. And now I'm asking, if I may do a quick little plug, if anyone would like to read these last 3 books as readers for me, I would be please let me know. Drop your name somewhere and I'll send it to you so you can read them and see how it goes. My readers are kind of tired of me right now.
Oh, love that. Love that. Well, thanks, LaShira. LaShira says she's speaking to me as well. Thank you, LaShira. I appreciate it.
Well, LaShira and Tracy were with me in Charleston and on Edisto Island. So I'm sure the experience that we all had there, as I said, for me, turned me into a different person. So.
Love that. Love that. LaShira says she's also excited about this series as well. Well, I'm excited about getting there with you. I think it's coming up next week. I'm excited about being there with you, Dr. Norma. I'm excited about seeing you all again. I'll have a little bit longer than I had last time I was there with you guys. So definitely looking forward to that. Again, everyone, Dr. Norma McLauchlin has been our guest. Make sure you guys do pick up any of the books we talked about here on the Amazon side. You'll see them there. We will be going live while I'm there in Fayetteville, North Carolina as well. I'll be covering some things too. So definitely make sure you guys look out for that. Dr. Norma, how can they stay connected with you?
They can get me on drnormastoryhouse.com and info at drnormastoryhouse.com. And of course, always First Lady Norma at gmail.com. Please text me, DM me if you'd like to become a reader for these 3 books as we prepare for, hopefully while Cyrus is here, we'll have them ready to kick out, as well as in October, because that's going to be my big October jump off for reading, because it's October reading month. So hopefully we'll have all these things ready and all the books ready.
Love it. Looking forward to it. Del Rita, hello to you over there on Facebook. She said good morning to you as well, Dr. Norma. Dr. Norma, always a pleasure. I know we have a radio segment we're going to be recording later on this week, but I'm looking forward to seeing you next week.
Okay, and I'm definitely looking forward to all you ladies. Get ready. It's no telling what we might not do while Cyrus is here.
There you go. There you go. And we thank you, our audience, for tuning in to another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, y'all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.